Hello, I'm Edward Twister Frizzell, and I'm joined by
Simon Steelworks Jeffrey.
Hello, and welcome to the video commentary for Jungle Jim. Now, Jungle Jim is Milano Entertainment's first ever film, Simon. You knew that already.
I knew that, but for the benefit of the audience at home, and I should say this from the start, I was nothing to do with this film.
Alright, stop distancing yourself.
No, I'm just saying, well, I distinctly remember you telling me about this film, and it was presented sort of finished. You'd already done it at the time.
Yes, that's right. It was October, November 2001. Well, must have been probably September, October. But essentially, it was shot over...
I love that transition, by the way.
2 weekends. I mean, it's primitive, but it's a thought process. Look at the camera.
There you go, man.
In October, it's shot over a couple of days, couple of weekends, and then premiered at a fireworks evening. My parents
to your families.
Yes, which my brother's football team, a lot of people from that had been invited, and I remember the first thing anyone said when it finished rolling was the guy turned round, one of the dads, and said, "Don't call us, we'll call you." And the room erupted into laughter, and I just thought,
that's a killer for
wow,
for a burgeoning talent.
Yes.
I can't pretend that my initial comments were any better.
No, you watched it and said this was the biggest pile of you've ever seen.
That's not what I said.
No, you called me a C word.
I did not say. No, the C word existed. Unless it was cool. It wasn't cool. No, I think what I said
I think I sold it to you probably too much.
Well, no, what I think I said was I thought it would look more like a real film.
Which I can completely understand now.
Well, at the time, I knew very little about how films were made and what gave them the look of a film, being like the lighting and the film stock and all of those all those aspects coming together. And so I just, I had never seen anyone else's homemade films or low budget, no budget films of any kind. I just thought if you point a camera at something, it looks a certain way.
Because I remember you telling me that you always said that if you'd have got a video camera, it wouldn't have occurred to you that the first thing to do was to make a film.
No, I don't think I would ever have turned to making films if it weren't for you. Because you've seen what happens when you leave your camera around my house.
Yeah, that's true. Chin faces.
Just end up filming crap. Just like, you just point at probably what most people with home video cameras do. Just, I'll film the light switch. I'll film the Christmas decoration. Whatever stuff like that. But the fact that you, within a day or two of getting the camera, had decided, right, this is what we're doing, and
I always had done. Like, we bought the camera. Well, my dad bought the camera while we were in France on the ferry there or back, I think, because they did like duty free and there was a bit of money off it. And yet, from the very start, I was like, I want to make a film, and started writing a script, or I was coming up with ideas, and I presented it to Daniel and James and Rob, who were the other people in the film, and said I had this idea for a film called Jungle Jim. Now, my idea was not this film. My idea was a film set in an office where it was about how
like
people...
the urban jungle.
Yes, precisely. And how people were two-faced and would say things behind other people's backs. And it was a bit like... It sounds intriguing now. I mean, it would not have been
difficult to
anywhere
imagine what
near...
the result
No,
would be.
exactly, but...
It wouldn't have been in an office for a start.
No,
It would have been
exactly.
in the same locations this took place in, I should think.
But I presented the idea, and the first thing Daniel said when I said it's called Jungle Jim, he said, "Oh, so is it a film about James in the jungle?" And I just said yes.
You caved into the immediate. So that's the genesis of it all, really. So was there a script for this?
There was a script, which I still have as a file on my computer. Password protected. Can't remember the password.
So to all intents and purposes, lost.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame when we did that. In those very early stages, though, it was... I mean, I remember protecting stuff, password protecting things from my brother, I think, just because it was so... Like, the passion was so young and so easily broken by dissuading people.
Yes.
I mean, that audience member who said that remark could have just as easily, that could have been the last thing you ever did.
Well, you think back and think, well, yes. I mean, I'd hate for someone else to have done the same thing. I mean, yeah, people make bad films, and Jungle Jim is not the last bad film I'm going to make. And
well, it wasn't,
and it isn't. Like, that's a fact. But I hate the idea of someone else who put their I say neck on the line, not really creatively put their neck on the line to you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
To be creative and show something off to someone and look, I made this, and then have it crushed. I think it would be easy to stop.
To say that to someone, presumably to your friend's child at the screening.
Well, yeah, that's true.
To say to a group of kids who've got together and done something fun in their social life, as opposed to getting up to no good.
Yeah, I mean that's a valid point though.
To say, these kids are living socially active, healthy lives in which they're interacting with friends their own age, and they've got a hobby that they're engaging together in. It's a bit of a douchebag remark of that guy to say, don't call us. Still, he's dead now. So.
Yeah, that's true. So, what's important about this bit here was the first time I realised you could cut.
Yep.
You could film two shots separately.
There had been cuts before then, but it would have been like...
accidental or...
That's the end of that scene.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you could cut during a scene and carry on the action from a different angle.
Well, this is... this is the seeds of everything. And I maintain, and I feel very strongly, that you learn from every film.
I agree.
And sometimes you learn more from the bad ones. I'm not saying... It's unfair to call this a bad film because it's the first one. It's like someone catching your first steps on camera and saying you're a bad walker. It's like,
yes, exactly.
It's like, well, give us a chance.
I mean, this is not a film that's been made from someone who's done any sort of research on what you do to make a film.
This is you literally finding stuff out as you go.
Yeah.
And this informed your next film, and then...
And so on. I think it all stems from... I was very much... trying effects here, obviously. I've always been into drama. And always wanted to act. And I think this is an extension of that.
It's just boys being boys in a way. It's
and yeah.
But there is a nice kind of sense of... there's a group of 4 of you involved together in it as well. What else would you be doing? You'd be hanging out probably, but just playing on scooters and stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So did Rob fall over, get mud on him?
Yeah, this is the second take.
Wow.
I'm trying to do some effects there.
That was an edited version of it, was it?
Was it?
I don't know. Have you done any editing?
It was edited to a VHS.
I just seem to remember there being kind of outtakes left in it, where you sort of see...
Yeah, there were stuff that I couldn't quite cut precisely. But
I'm sure there was a shot where Rob kind of did a couple of takes trying to jump over on the trampoline and stood up.
So what would happen is I'd press record on the VHS and play it back, and then so then that the VHS became like a master edit of it.
It's always what you want. It's always
that's the best medium to store it on. I can remember being insanely out of breath at this point.
Well, talk us through that shot, because you were filming the first part with.
This is the other point.
You would not let anyone else do it.
I would not trust anyone else with the camera. So if there was a second where I wasn't on screen, I'd be in control.
So let me get this straight. You were filming James and Rob run off. Then you swapped with Dan while it was recording, and you ran off to turn around and run back.
Yeah, which is why I'm so extensively out of breath.
You could have just given it to Dan for the first.
Oh, yeah.
And you probably would now, but
I mean, some of the framing is a thing of beauty.
You can't really criticise.
But you don't think about framing.
When we're still making these mistakes in like 10 films' time, then you can start to criticise us.
Yes.
Arm and knee.
I mean, there's a lot of influence inside. You think back to 2001, like what kind of films?
There's clearly a Matrix influence.
Matrix, obviously, massive.
Yeah.
And Rush Hour.
There's a few wrestling quotes in there, I think.
Probably.
That's it.
Yeah.
Stuff like...
Not a chain. It says it's a chain. It's not a chain.
It's
quite clearly...
And hook.
No way! I'd never told anyone to be American either. I think
you don't have to. In the olden days, you don't have to tell people to be American. They just do it.
They just do it. It's like how...
It's weird. You start rolling, or you go like, okay, action. And for some reason, the first question is, am I doing it American? How many films have I turned American in the Aiden's instruction screen test? Like, so when is this guy going to get here? and then one of us is like saying that, and then the other's like...
Dude, that's quite a cool practical effect, sorry.
Was that deodorant?
That's deodorant canning coming out. I was quite chuffed with that at the time. I remember Daniel James's mum saying that was a very thoughtful practical effect. She also liked the intro as well.
The transition?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think I'd be tempted to do that now. I mean, I'm thinking this is the end.
We are pretty much at the end, yeah.
Oh, and yes, of course, the first and last time, I think.
What I will say as well, at this point...
That we had this credits.
We are filming this while the fireworks party is on outside. So
it was screened that night?
Yes, that's the night of the screening. That's all of Jungle Jim. Thank you for watching.
That was good. I liked it. It was like witnessing the birth of something great.
Well... Yeah.
When I mean something great, I mean me.
Let's stop that.
Don't include that.